You have to have profit. If we had better access to physicians for business training, we wouldn't have a healthcare crisis. We wouldn't have most of the things that are happening today would not happen if physicians simply understood business. Well, if doctors understood business, they never would have allowed themselves to be marginalized. They never would have allowed the system to run away with cost. They never would have allowed the system to become bloated with administrative staff. The doctor reimbursement's always along the bottom of the graph kind of stays flat, but the curve that shows the cost of medicine and the amount it's in the administrative layer looks like a big trumpet fanning out with massive increases. That massive increase is a bunch of middle people that don't necessarily add value to the process. They might make it more expensive, they might make it bigger, they might make it more efficient in some ways, but for the most part, they're just taking money and they're filling jobs. So I think if doctors had had a chance to really understand their industry better, they would have controlled it better. And we see that happening now in a lot of cases. And the reason why we have to train doctors specifically about being a physician CEO is because everything we learned as doctors is the opposite of what we're going to do as a CEO. One of the transformations that we talk about a lot in the program is to understand the difference between profit and greed, because profit is essential. You have to have profit. You have to be able to be sustainable, to have the ability to create value, to be able to capture that value so that you can do more of your mission. For other people, profit may be the goal. But for doctors, profit is the resource that allows us to do more of the mission. So I think it's important for doctors to get comfortable with the concept that it's okay to make a profit. It's okay to look at the money. And in fact, it's not okay not to, because when you don't, then the system becomes corrupted by people who would be in it only for the money, and they would cause things to happen that aren't consistent with your mission. Whether it's you that own your practice or your colleagues that own your practice, or you own it jointly with them, I think physician ownership of medicine is critical. So I think it's necessary to have a structure that can scale and can scale infinitely. Scale for most physicians means working harder. That's not scale. Scale is bringing more resources so that you can grow without limit. That's scale. So structuring something that can grow without limit means you have to have good business structures in place, good management in place,